We're in the tunnel. England in their white tracksuit tops, and Hannah James, little smile on her face at the front of that Wales queue. They're getting ready to come out. While the heat wave here in Wales is on its last legs, is this Welsh team's time in the Swiss sunshine, in the glare of the European spotlight, also coming to an end. All eyes glued to another England-Wales battle here on BBC Radio Wales and BBC Sounds. It is the Lionesses against the Red Dragons. Katie Sherwood, Helen Ward and Mark Poyser. We've had a fantastic journey so far, and we have to hope there's one last twist or turn still to come.
Thank you, Ian. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to St Gallen once again, where the temperature is markedly higher than on Wednesday night as the teams arrive into this single-tier enclosed bowl. And it's the old enemy across the halfway line from the women in red. It could be their final match of the tournament, but there's still a chance to make it out of the group, however improbable it may be. But the story of the women in red is one of defiance, is one of triumphing against all odds. Tonight would be just that. They line up either side of the halfway line, Wales in front of their flag, to the right, and we will start with the anthems, of course, and we will start with Wales.
Starting with Wales.
By the England fans, but that was some rendition by the Red Wall and the team. Now it is England's turn.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of England.
Well, 2.5 sides of the Keeburn Park Arena on the edge of St Gallen is white with the St George's Cross, but behind the goal away to my right, the bucket hats, the Red Wall and the friends and family who sit right in front of us in our commentary position. The equation for Wales is quite simple. They must win by at least 4 clear goals and hope that France beat the Netherlands in the other game in this group being played simultaneously in Basel to have any chance of reaching the knockout stages. England simply need to match the Dutch result. It could get complicated, but that's as simply as I can put it. But it's Wales against England. and that matters whether anything's riding on it or not. Once again, the substitutes and the players come for this huddle, and it is the skipper, Harry James, who leads the final words of encouragement. We've seen this in the earlier group games. She beats the dragon on her chest. You can tell this matters. England are out on the field ready to go, but in temperatures tipping 25 here in Switzerland, where the local time is just coming up to 9 o'clock, Wales are trying to make yet more history. They have never beaten England in 10 attempts, 9 defeats, 1 draw. They've only ever scored 2 goals against the old enemy. It is not impossible, but Helen Ward, it is very improbable.
It's not impossible, but this is a week of firsts for us. It's been a first tournament. We scored our first goal. Why not have another one tonight? Can we get our first points and our first win against the English? But tonight is about what these girls do on the pitch. Can they improve from the previous 2 performances? I believe they can. They've got the red wall behind them. Yes, they might be outnumbered, but I believe they will not be outheard. And that will back these girls all the way. We saw there Harry James leading the charge in the team talk, and they are up for this. I just hope that they can balance that emotion. As we saw, it got the better of them against the Netherlands. They need to make sure they've learnt from that, but I believe they have, and I'm really excited for this game.
It is Toon, Greenwood and James against Fishlock, Harry James and Gemma Evans, the superstars of the home nations. And it's going to be England to start the game, going from left to right, kicking towards the Wales fans as both sets of players take the knee. A timely reminder that there is still no room for racism at any time. And England in their white shirts with the blue and red trim on the top of the chest, blue shorts and white socks, get the game underway. They go straight back to the goalkeeper, who then wanders forward, and Wales instantly set in to this low block, just as perhaps we predicted, and it's cleared by Wales. They will get the throw in the opening moments. We're underway in what we know is Wales's final group game of Euro 2025. Will it be their final game of the entire tournament? It's a Wales throw in the left-back position. The team is Clark in goal. We debated what the formation would be. It's a back 4 of Esther Morgan, Roberts, Evans and Woodham. And then Rowan, James, Holland, Fishlock and Jones. And Fionn Morgan leads the line as she did against the French here on Wednesday. Wales have got over the halfway line. It's snuffed out by the Lionesses. And back with Hannah Hampton in green in goal. Their back 4 is Bronze, Williamson, Carter and Greenwood, Walsh, Toon and Stanway. And then the front 3 of Lauren James, Rousseau and Hemp. England, who were beaten by France in Zurich in their opening match 8 days ago, followed up with a thumping 4-0 win against the Dutch. Wales have scored their first goal. They are still searching for their first point as Fishlock is sent tumbling. Wales in all red with the green and white trim, the flashes down the side of the shirts and shorts. And they'll be hoping to avoid conceding early, as they have done fairly regularly of late. But the game has started very slowly, Helen Ward. 2 minutes gone, nearly 0-0.
It has, yeah, and I'm already noticing that Jessica Fishlock has sort of placed herself on Leah Williamson, it seems. I feel that she thinks she can maybe get the better of her tonight. Already won a free kick going up against her and tried it down the left-hand side in front of us. And I think something for Wales to be aware of, and I saw it in quite a few of the goals that England scored the other night, is that they're not afraid to be direct, England, and that's something for the back line in particular to be aware of. But also Olivia Clark in the goal may need to play a sort of sweeper role. So it's all very well keeping them in front, but at some point, with the likes of Hannah Hampton in goal, who's got a fantastic strike on her, that direct ball could be something that Wales need to be aware of.
It's England in possession with Carter out to Greenwood over the halfway line on what is their far left, midway in the Wales half. England playing patiently at the moment. Williamson is the captain with the rainbow armband. Right in front of us from our position midway in the Wales half is Bronze. Nutmeg on Kerry Holland, but it comes to nothing, and it's skied out by Gemma Evans. The French and Dutch game started at 100 miles an hour. This has been a lot more methodical. We have played 3 minutes here on BBC Radio Wales. We're on FM, digital radio, digital television, 882 on medium wave, and on the BBC Sounds app. If you download that to your smartphone or tablet, you can take us out and about whatever you're doing this Sunday evening. The drum is beating down the other end. We have clear blue skies. The rain earlier in the week has gone, and it's been swelteringly hot, although not as hot as it is back in the UK right now. As "Please Don't Take Me Home" rings around this stadium. Wales may be going home tomorrow, but you just never know with football. That's why we love the game so much. Fionn Morgan intercepts the pass but instantly loses it back. Keira Walsh of Chelsea with the timely interception for the Lionesses. 0-0 after 4 minutes. Space wide to the far left. Esther Morgan has been flown past by Hemp. It's a searching cross for Clark, and she deals well, the Wales goalkeeper in black with the yellow and orange trim of her first test.
Yeah, Lauren Hemp down that left-hand side is a real threat for England. The pace she carries is frightening. There's not many fullbacks in the world that can deal with her, and Esther Morgan's going to need to be on her game, but she's also going to need support from the likes of Carrie Jones in front of her to back her up, and that was almost a worrying moment, but a nice early catch under the crossbar for Olivia Clark.
Back in goal, one of 3 changes to the Wales team tonight. England have named the same 11 that smashed the Netherlands 4-0 in Zurich, where they have been based all tournament so far. This is Lauren James. The cheat code, as her teammates call her, gets the ball back, but then Rhiannon Roberts is in the way, and Wales are compact, as perhaps we thought they would be. And it does look like more like a 4-4-2 at the moment for the women in red. 5 minutes played. It's scoreless in the sunshine in St Gallen. England on the attack once more, midway in the Wales half. Angharad James racing back to battle with Stanway. She gets the tackle in, the Wales skipper, but it's a throw to England. Virtually level with the edge of the Wales penalty area on the far side to where we are. England kicking towards the Wales end from left to right in this first half. And as it has been in all the group games so far, Wales having about 30% possession so far. Still early days. England look wide, and Roberts has to make the clearance out for a throw across from us, because Rousseau was lurking. England in control in these early moments. This is Carter, who switched to centre-half after problems against the French at full-back in that first match. And Carrie Jones has been a bit too aggressive, trying to pinch it there from Alex Greenwood. And it's an England free kick right by the far sideline across from us. And everyone in a Wales shirt is behind the ball. They're trying to invoke the spirit of St Mary's, that incredible rearguard action in the 2019 World Cup qualifying campaign. That is Wales's only ever point against their old rivals. England can't keep it in from that free kick. It's Hemp who races across, but the last touch was off a white shirt, and Wales will have a throw-in. And it's been a very slow game so far. Wales using every chance they can to just disrupt any momentum that Serena Wiegman's side is able to build up, Helen.
Yeah, definitely. I think that will suit Wales down to a T. And you mentioned the shape before. Some might be surprised to see us go with a 4 rather than a 5. But I think against France, it was a good balance where the shape was really disciplined for the most part. They stayed tight, but it allowed us to have a couple more bodies going forward if and when we did regain the ball, and also to apply a little bit more pressure on the players at the back for the opposition. So I think it's a brave move by Rhian Wilkinson, but I think it's one that hopefully we'll see pay off at certain stages in the game.
Well, Wales have lost 4 games in a row as they come forward here with Rachel Rowe, but she never really had the ball under control, and Evans will head it away on the halfway line. Woodham to Fishlock, that's a great little turn, and she's looking over the top for Fionn Morgan, just not quite on the money there. But the first sighting of any Jess Fishlock influence on what could be her last match for Wales. And that will be the question whenever Wales do go out of this tournament, if it is tonight or if they somehow are able to progress. That will be the question that needs answering. As Lauren James crosses into the penalty, Esther Morgan tried to take it on her chest, and there's a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Carrie Jones tripping Georgia Stanway, but it all came from Esther Morgan electing not to clear first time. Oh, that's close, you know, just seen a replay of it. Is that in the area on the line? VAR may well have a look at this. I thought it was outside with the naked eye. There's no check going on currently, so it looks like it will be a free kick to England. It is inside the D, no more than 5 yards outside the penalty area, ever so slightly to the left of centre. And this is the first dangerous moment of the game. Lauren James standing over it, and there is a potential penalty check going on here. When we saw the replay, it did look incredibly close. So at the moment, it is a free kick, but this VAR check is still going on.
She got a little toe on the ball, but it was the second sort of challenge where she clipped Georgia Stanway. And this is going to be incredibly close. It looked it on the replay, but as you said, it's come from Esther Morgan, not just clearing her lines, trying to chest it. Never going to be a good idea in the penalty area, which, again, is that going to be a moment to cost Wales tonight? We hope not. Either way, whether it's a free kick or a penalty, it's a very dangerous situation.
We've seen another replay of it here.
There's
the
a toe
boot
on the
goes
ball.
forward.
It's that second moment there. There is a touch there, I thought, but it's that second. She stands on Carrie Jones's foot, in all honesty. So for me, I don't know. It's impossible to call. You never know how these are going to go.
Well, they're lined up for the free kick at the moment with every Wales player inside the penalty area. Williamson and Lauren James are waiting to take it. The check is still going on. The VAR symbol is on the 2 giant scoreboards at either end. And the longer the check goes on, the more concerned you are from a Wales point of view that this could well be a penalty. Rhian Wilkinson watching on like the rest of us, and no one really has any idea how close they are to reaching a decision. It's 0-0 in St Gallen after 11 minutes, but this is a lengthy check. It's a penalty to England. A square in the air from the Danish referee, and Carrie Jones has given England a penalty. With her foul, it was adjudged to have been inside the penalty area. And what a hammer blow for Wales. Helen Wood.
It's so disappointing, and it's so disappointing to be having the same conversations game after game. Mistakes, individual errors at really important times in the game. We're what, just over 10 minutes in, and already we're facing a penalty. You know, hopefully Olivia Clark can produce some magic in the goal, but, you know, this is going to give England a lift where really we had them in some sort of, you know, control, if you like, but, yeah, disappointing.
Rather sums up Wales' tournament, but it's all on Liv Clark now. Stanway to take the spot kick after 12.5 minutes. Hands on hips from England's number 8. Liv Clark in the short sleeve black shirt stands in front of that red wall, desperately trying to keep this out. Referee blows a whistle, Stanway blasts it, and it's into the bottom corner. Clark went the right way, but it was just too powerful. And England take the lead inside 13 minutes. And Wales, well, it's a familiar story, unfortunately. It's England 1, Wales 0.
It is, but we saw the reaction against France. They're going to need more of that again now, the Welsh team. It's a fantastically struck penalty. Olivia Clark goes the right way, puts in a decent enough dive. There's enough power on it. Georgia Stanway's not a bad penalty taker at all. Low and hard into that corner. Almost gets a hand to it, Olivia Clark. Maybe she'll be ever so slightly disappointed, but it is well struck, and it's 1-0 to England. Plenty of work to do for Wales yet again.
Well, across the last 3 Euros, England have won the most games, scored the most goals, and kept the most clean sheets. Those are the staggering statistics that Wales are up against. It's still goalless, by the way, in the other game in Basel between Netherlands and France. It means, as it stands, England will finish as Group D runners-up. France still topping the group as the ball goes out of play for a throw on the far side. Katie Sherwood back in Newport. How frustrating.
Oh, it's so frustrating. It's the same story again, isn't it? Those little errors which cost you massively. You know, Carrie Jones, she wants to go and win the ball, wants to protect those central zones, but it's a clumsy tackle. I know it's only a small margin, but we talked about before the game that defensive discipline. And to give England an easy goal when I thought we started really well, really comfortable defensively, 2 good banks. Yeah, hopefully we can just, let that go and move on, and we've seen against France, we can get back into the game.
Well, that's surely a foul on Holland, but the referee hasn't given it, and England are striding forward. Now she blows the whistle. Kerry Holland flattened there just outside the centre circle. I saw in the corner of my eye Rhian Wilkinson once more in the smart black suit, furiously appealing that one, and the referee's coming over to the near side here to speak to a member of the Wales coaching staff. It's one of Rhian Wilkinson's assistants who's just been shown a yellow card for something said to the 4th official or the assistant, as that free kick or that foul on Holland was initially not given. We're going to see a replay of it here. She's smashed in the face by Lauren James, well, with a shoulder really. And while treatment continues, both teams come for drinks, and Wales have to come up with a new plan, having gone 1-0 down inside 13 minutes thanks to that VAR given Georgia Stanway penalty.
Yeah, I think it was the goalkeeper coach shown a yellow card there. You'll have to be careful because, as we see in the modern game, they're often the ones that come out and dictate when you get set-piece situations, so they want to have him on the touchline. But yeah, an interesting one from the referee there. Let it go. England sort of coming towards the edge of the area before she blows the whistle, so whether she actually gave a foul, I'm not sure, but she stopped the game in a period where England will probably be a wee bit disappointed. But yeah, Wales need to react to this now, and hopefully Kerry Holland's okay and just taking a breather, but they are taking some time down on the pitch with the medical staff.
I've just seen a replay of the foul. It was a case of millimetres. Carrie Jones leaving the boot in. It was right on the whitewash, and the video assistant referee team deliberated for a number of minutes. But it's Georgia Stanway's penalty, her 25th goal for her country, a scorer on Wednesday, is what separates these two sides. And Kerry Holland is making the point to the Danish referee that should have been a foul. She didn't give it, so we're going to have to restart the game with a drop ball. And Wales are going to be momentarily down to 10 players. All Wales's best laid plans yet again up in smoke with yet another early goal. Can they rally just as they did in this same stadium on Wednesday? Holland is back on. It's 11 v 11. England in possession in the white shirts, blue shorts and white socks. And they're looking for Lauren James. The shirt untucked, but it's a heavy touch by her. Woodham out for a throw to England. And the atmosphere is pretty low-key. You can actually hear the players' voices. Hasn't been the case like that in Wales's first 2 matches. Wales have brought officially just short of 2,500 supporters. England have sold an allocation of 2,100, but there are many more in the general areas. There are more white shirts than red in the crowd of this stadium, where Swansea City played in the Europa League 12 years ago. And this is the final match here in this tournament. The quarter-finals start on Wednesday, and at the moment England will be playing Sweden in the quarter-finals, and it will be France against Germany. Still a long way to go. 1-0 to England here on BBC Radio Wales. It's cleared by the women in red. They will get a throw just over the halfway line on this near left as they try and find their feet. You can see the England band, drums and the trumpets right on top on the back row of that stand behind the goal where Wales are attacking in the first half. This is row for Wales, hounded by 2 or 3 England shirts, and they win the ball. Roberts gets a touch in, but it rebounds off Stanway's boot out to the far side. Carrie Jones needs to get there and does, and wins it back for Wales, and she drives forward. Not much in the way of support. This is Fishlock who thinks about it, and it's off target on that occasion from 30-40 yards, but if anyone can score from there, it's the tattooed forearms of Jess Fishlock. Goal kick to England.
Yeah, why not? Good work from Carrie Jones, working hard to win the ball back, nicks it past her opponent. That's something in Carrie Jones's game that's really improves, is her strength and physicality. I think going out to Sweden, playing regularly there has really helped her. She'll be really disappointed, obviously, with giving the penalty away, but this is a big moment for her and a big opportunity to stake her claim. She's going to be a big part of Wales's future, and this is a chance for her to show that on the biggest stage of all.
It remains 1-0 here in St Gallen. Goalless in the other game between the Netherlands and France in Basel. As England attack, they're past the goalkeeper, and this might be number 2. It's a scramble on the line, saved on the line once but not twice. England would not be denied, and Ella Toone has scored England's second, and Wales are heading out of Euro 2025 after the group stage. That was a mess.
Very scrappy. So disappointing yet again. Couple of opportunities to clear it. Olivia Clark maybe could have got her hands on the ball. Obviously really conscious, not wanting to give away another penalty. But yeah, it's a tough one to take. Rhiannon Roberts there, not quite clearing her lines. Olivia Clark, Rhiannon Roberts gets back, played, brilliant goal line clearance from Lily Woodham, but bounces back to Ella Toone, who isn't going to miss from there. But so many opportunities not taken to clear the ball, and it ends up in the back of Wales's net.
And yet again, it's come from an individual error, which has been the story of Wales this tournament. Ella Toone with the goal. And Wales have an absolute mountain to climb. Even to get a positive result, they now need to score 6 and hope that there's another result, but any slim chance they had of escaping this group is disappearing over the Alps and far away. And they look a bit stunned.
They do. But you know, the worst part is England haven't had to play well at this point to be 2-0 up, and that's disappointing. Worked really hard for that opening 10 minutes. Wales slowed the game down to a pace they'd be happy with, but then it's almost as if they switch off in those moments. Maybe they need the intensity, I don't know. It's not ideal, because I feel like none of the teams have had to be absolutely sensational against Wales to create opportunities. And I think that's got to be the biggest takeaway from this competition, is how can we make life more difficult once again for the bigger nations, as we have done in the past. It's a really difficult balance to find, that frustrating, sitting in a low block, not ever getting opportunities to attack, and then trying to, on the flip side, trying to be more progressive with the ball and how we play.
It's into the penalty area once more. It's onto the chest of Lauren James. Drops the shoulder, goes round the outside, crosses to the back post. Esther Morgan gets the head in. Not a great clearance from Carrie Jones. England peppering the penalty area. The shot comes in and it's flashed past the post from Walsh. Clark stood helpless and looked to her right and hoped it went wide. And it went wide, but only just.
Yeah, that was whiskers away. I did think there was a push in the build-up to that, but again, not quite getting tight enough, not closing down the opponents. We've seen Kira Walsh hit a great strike in that opening game against France. They've got the ability to do that from the edge of the area.
It actually hit the stanchion behind the goal. That's how close it was. France, by the way, have just taken the lead against the Netherlands in Basel. So as it stands, France are going to win Group D and play Germany on Saturday in Basel in the quarter-finals. England are going to finish second and face Sweden in Zurich on Thursday. And that match is live on BBC One Wales, incidentally. And unfortunately for the women in red and the red wall, they're going to be on the first plane home tomorrow. It's a long, searching, diagonal ball, looking for Hemp of England, and she does get there first. High cross into the penalty area. Russo is beaten in the air, but it'll be picked up by the Lionesses. This is Bronze, and now James corner the penalty area, and they look like they're going to score every time they come forward now. Scrambled away by Wales for a throw. The second goal has given them a real boost, and they put their foot on the gas here, Helen.
They have, yeah, they've upped the ante. Shackles are off a little bit for this England side. I mean, they've got no control of what happens in the other group, but actually does second place suit them better with the side of the draw that they'd be on? Not likely to face the likes of France or Spain again until the final. So second place for them maybe isn't the worst outcome. But yeah, they're enjoying themselves a little bit more out there now. That pressure's off, similar to their game in midweek against the Dutch.
Unfortunately, this is going to be a long night, you feel, for Wales. Rachel Rowe, tenacious in front of us, wins the ball, smashes into Stanway. Wales get the throw in front of their bench, their coach, Rhiannon Wilkinson. These Perspex dugouts, which have to hold all the squad, so they're incredibly long structures with the branding on top, which say the summit of emotions. As Esther Morgan has her pocket pinched wide on the far left for England. Cross into the box. Lauren James takes it on the volley, and it's high into the Wales fans. But as she came forward, all the England supporters on the edge of their seats. Wales already looking beleaguered, and we've only played 26 minutes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they're looking a bit tired out there, the players. I think I counted there's 6 of them that have started every game so far in this competition. But then you look at the England side, and they've only made one change once of the 3 games, so it can't be used as an excuse.
It's Fionn Morgan galloping forward with 2 in support for Wales. Cross to the back post. Bronze heads it into the air. Holland gets it back into the penalty area. Fishlock, but away from goal. Anghara James shoots, and it's a save by the goalkeeper. Hampton across comfortably low to her left. But a good Wales move, and that's their first meaningful attack with the score at 2-0 to England.
Yeah, very good. That's what we want Fionn Morgan to do. That's why she's in the team, absolutely. Burns Jess Carter down that right-hand side, puts in a decent ball, but the difference there for Wales, they had bodies around it. It was a clearance, a sloppy clearance from Lucy Bronze. Wales kept it alive. It ends on a shot on target.
Well, Lauren James has just flown past Holland down the other end, cross into the box, and the header is wide. Russo tried to send it back where it came from, but in the battle of the number 7s, Kerry Holland and Lauren James, there was absolutely only one winner.
She's got a lot of spotlight on her, Lauren James, but she absolutely laps that up. It doesn't doesn't faze her at all, but if you try and keep her quiet, you've got the likes of Lauren Hemp on the other side, Georgia Stanway, Ella Toone, who's always also on the score sheet already tonight. They've got talent all over the pitch and the ability to bring players on. Alessia Russo would be desperate for a goal to kick off her tournament as well, going into the latter stages of the competition. So it's a really tough ask for Wales. It always was going to be. Of course, we'd all hope that they'd be a little bit more in the game at this stage, less than half an hour gone. We don't want it to become a procession for England, but at the moment, it doesn't look like it can be much else.
Before his ball was kicked, we knew this was the most difficult group. Wales, the lowest ranked side in the competition, 30th in the FIFA rankings. The Netherlands 11th, France 10th, England are 5th. And of course they are the holders of this competition. And having lost the first game, they had some work to do. No competition winner has ever failed to escape the group of the next tournament. And England are going to keep that record going. 2-0 ahead, and they are cruising. And they're cutting forward. It's Toone on the right. Sliding tackle by Evans. And it's a throw by the corner flag. The red wall trying to stay with these Wales players, who are having to do a lot of chasing. Nearly half an hour played. And it's almost become an England training session. They're 2-0 up. A VAR given penalty, and there's space for Toone to get to the byline here. Picks out the cross, header at the back post, and it's in for number 3. Wales are all over the place here. Lauren Hemp arrives, gets it past Olivia Clark, and this is turning into a nightmare for Wales. There's frustration from the women in red, joy for the Lionesses. It is a procession already. It's England 3, Wales 0.
It is. We're just seeing a replay there. 3 against 2 out on this right-hand side. Nobody goes with Ella Toone. Ever such a tight call, whether she's strayed offside. I don't think she has. Lauren Hemp at the back post, nodding it in past Olivia Clark. A really disappointing goal to concede at that angle. Could we have done more to stop that? Both Esther Morgan and Olivia Clark. It's just, yeah, like you said, they're all over the place at the moment defensively.
Well, we're back underway. No VAR check needed. Half an hour in, England have scored 3 times. And they've lost it again, have Wales, and England are sensing blood here. Rachel Rowe atones for her error by just towing it away from Lauren Hemp, who's the latest England goal scorer. But this tournament is overwhelming. Rhiannon Wilkinson's team, they worked so hard and waited so long to get to this stage. They've now shipped 10 goals. They have the worst defensive record of any nation in Switzerland. And there may be more work for them to do. Lauren James has got all the Wales players on strings, and that's a great cross into the penalty area, and that should have been number 4. It still might be. Head back towards Walsh. It's through the crowd. It's a scramble, and Esther Morgan is going to be able to clear. But Lauren James, for England, is just coasting around, and no one can get near her.
Yeah, she's enjoying herself, isn't she? She's had a good tournament so far, particularly in the last couple of games, the Netherlands and here. But she's a fiercely talented player. She's an exceptional footballer.
The danger's still not over. James onto Toone, and it's behind for the first corner of the game to England, who lead by 3-0 here on BBC Radio Wales. And we're also on the BBC Sounds app as well. If you're going out this Sunday night, take us with you on your smartphone or tablet if you can bear it. The Netherlands, incidentally, have equalised against the French in Basel. It still doesn't change the equation of the group at the moment. France are going to still win Group D. England are going to finish runners-up. As Greenwood, the number 5, will take this corner in front of us. The near right for England. High-in swinger towards the back post, and arriving at the back post. That is Williamson. It goes behind, though, for a goal kick to Wales, who survive for now. 32 minutes gone. It is 3-0. Wales need to get their bearings and regain their composure. And Olivia Clark goes down and will allow them to do just that. They all come to the near side. They've been swept away in the opening half an hour. And they all come to stand in front of the coach, Rhian Wilkinson. How do they find a way, anyway, into this game, Helen Ward?
It has to become about pride. I think we're seeing some players warming up a little bit more intently than we maybe would have at this stage in the first half. I don't think she's going to make any changes necessarily before the break, but potentially get ourselves to half-time with no more damage done, and maybe then, again, even after the break, is it damage limitation? It's a tough watch. It's hard to see these players out there. They've given so much, not just in these last 10 days, but as a team in the last however many years. We've talked about it in the build-up to this tournament. This is not how they want to be remembered. This is not how they want their mark on the tournament to be viewed. It's a difficult ask now to salvage anything from it. And I don't mean, of course, in terms of a scoreline, that feels almost impossible, but in terms of pride, that's what they need to go out there and do, and try and put some sort of show on in some way. They have to gather themselves. It's been a really tough opening 35 minutes.
3-0 to England. 11 minutes left of this first half. Wales have waited such a long time to get to this stage. Fia Morgan's even not quick enough to get on that one from Esther Morgan. It's only into the arms of Hampton in goal for England. If you don't know the full story of the Wales journey, iconic, The Rise of the Women in Red, the documentary series presented by Jess Fishlock, who's on the field now, the number 10 chasing. All 4 episodes available on BBC Sounds right now. And it has not been the tournament they dreamed of in terms of results. But as Anghara James was saying yesterday, they've won whatever happens simply by being here. So many generations have never got to play at this stage. In every game they have been comprehensively swept aside, and this is no different, unfortunately. It's collected by Lucy Bronze towards the edge of the penalty area. Low cross is out by Roberts, only as far as an England shirt. They're queuing up again. It's Walsh. It's a sliding tackle by Fishlock. Walsh has it back for England. Rachel Rowe has it for Wales. She's taken out. Ball's out of play. It's a throw only for the women in red.
Yeah, every sniff that Wales are getting is quickly shut down by the English midfield and their back line. I think Fia Morgan does seem the most obvious outlet for the team with that pace. But it is tough for them. It's really tough for them out there.
Throw-in which Morgan will take. Over on the far right, Esther Morgan, that is. It goes past a couple of heads and England get the ball back, go back to their goalkeeper. Hampton in green. Dark green with a light green stripe up the middle. And night is drawing in here in St Gallen, where the local time's just coming up to 25 to 10. We're an hour ahead in Switzerland. And all the jeopardy, and there was jeopardy before a ball was kicked. England were far from assured of their place in the knockout stages. Well, it's all evaporated with 3 England goals in the first half an hour. Georgia Stanway's penalty after 13 minutes, given after a lengthy VAR check. And then Toon and Hemp. And Wales have simply had no answer. Sliding tackle by Anghara James. And Lily Woodham's done well to race back in front of us to prevent the corner. Can only knock it out of play for a throw. Right in front of us, high in Welsh territory. England slide the ball forward. This is Walsh to Lauren James. Always a white shirt available as they pepper this Welsh penalty area. Bronze comes forward and they're somehow going to try and pierce through that red wall. This time Rowe is able to stop them, but it's going to come straight back with Lauren James, who will take on Kerry Holland into the penalty area, twists one way, then the next, and overruns it this time. Rowe gets the ball, tenacious despite the scoreline. And Riel Mikkelsen is trying to urge her players forward, but they're dropping back towards the edge of the penalty area, and England gleefully running onto them. Kerry Holland for Wales, faced by two, goes in between two, up to the halfway line, and then is asking a bit too much with the ball with the outside of her boot of Fionn Morgan. England haven't been troubled, just the one shot on target for the Welsh skipper, Angharad James. 3-0 England lead here in St Gallen. France 1, Netherlands 1 is the other score in the group in Basel. The final matches being played at the same time, and this is the last group to finish. Wales are heading home in their debut tournament, and it's difficult to see them even registering a point. We've just seen passes completed, 204 for England and just 38 for Wales. It is utter dominance for Serena Wiegman's side. Lucy Bronze flies past Holland on the near right, stands the ball up towards the back post, and it's almost another goal for Hemp. A glancing header, it spins away to the corner flag. It'll be kept in by Greenwood over on the far right side, low cross, and England are carving Wales open again. It's Hemp, and has she gone down? Half a shot for a penalty. Wales bring it up, and Fionn Morgan's going to have to do it all by herself. She's in the midway in her own half, and she was the furthest Welsh player forward. She's just swallowed up by the white shirts. This is a chastening evening for Wales in Switzerland. A tournament that they built up in their minds and their lives just to get here, and it's going far from how they planned. England attack on the left, crosses looking for Rousseau. It's away by England, but by Wales, straight to a white shirt. Rachel Rose smashing into anything that moves, but they can't get the ball over the halfway line, and there's no one in red anywhere near it, and England are finding more gaps. This is Stanway, couldn't quite collect the ball. Wales clear, but there's no red shirt within 10-20 yards of where it's cleared. It's already a tiring evening. We've still got 5 minutes left of the first half, and it's pride and damage limitation only for the women in red. They had to win by 4 clear goals. It's England that might be getting that margin, and it's England going through to the knockout stages as it stands.
It is relentless from the team in white, isn't it? This right-hand side in particular, Lucy Bronze coming forward at every opportunity.
Lauren James pinches it from Holland, and the cross is in towards the penalty area. Great tackle by Gemma Evans to deny Rousseau, but again the clearance straight to a white shirt on the edge of the penalty area. It's siege mentality stuff here. It's crossed, it's pinball in that box, and it's saved by Olivia Clark. This is a really tough watch. Katie Sherwood.
This is a real test of character now, isn't it, Mark? You know, we need to channel that national pride, that fighting spirit, that mental toughness, because this is a really tough watch. They need to get to half-time, regroup, find some composure. The most frustrating thing for me is we haven't been undone by any world-class goals. They're defensive errors, goals that could have been stopped. We just haven't defended the box well enough.
And that's been the case for all 3 group games. 3 against the Dutch in Lucerne, 4 against the French here in St Gallen on Wednesday, and it's 3 and counting so far, as Clark is almost caught the goalkeeper by Lauren James. That would have been a tap in, but now there's space for Woodham over the halfway line. Can Wales lay a glove on England? And the pass is not a great one, it's intercepted, and England have plenty of options going forward. Woodham's won it back, but here's Lauren James again, strolling around. She looks like she's playing within herself and is still head and shoulders above anything Wales have had to offer here so far at the Keebunt Park in St Gallen. It's one-way traffic. It's England 3, Wales 0 here on BBC Radio Wales and BBC Sounds.
Yeah, Lauren James has barely broken into a sweat. She's taken herself into the middle of the pitch. Had enough of the right-hand side where she's absolutely dominated Lily Woodham and Kerry Holland. But she's decided to take herself off, leave some space for Lucy Bronze, who we know loves to get forward. Half an opportunity to go forward for Wales when Lily Woodham broke. see what she tried to do in finding Jess Fishlock. She was limited in options, in fairness to her, but yeah, the pass didn't have enough direction or pace on it, and it comes back again in another wave of attacks from the England team.
Netherlands 2, France 1. A latest score from the other game. That means England are currently topping Group D. France down to second. And the Netherlands could still reach the knockout stages if they're able to score enough goals. All the drama is involving the three big hitters in this group. England and the Netherlands, the last two winners of this competition. France always in and around the final. Wales just trying to keep their heads above water here. Lauren James into the penalty area. Tunas have made the run, and this is a chance, and it's going to be 4. It's Russo. It's so easy. Wales's heads are dropping. They are crashing out of Euro 2025. They are being humbled by the old enemy. It's 4-0. And there could be many more to come in St Gallen.
And again, it's this right-hand side. Lauren James absolutely doing what she wants. 1-2s, triangles, a little dinked pass between Kerry Holland and Rachel Rowe. Ella Toone, all the time in the world. Goes between Gemma Evans' legs, which is disappointing. And an easy finish for someone of Alessia Russo's quality. But again, I mean, what can you say? It's just all over the place. They're in disarray out there.
And on the replay, Gemma Evans was dropping to her haunches before the ball had even hit the back of the net. They knew. And England win it high up again. They are not taking their foot off the pedal. And this could be nasty if Wales aren't careful. 4-0 England. And we're about to enter stoppage time at the end of the first half. And there'll be lots of it because of that lengthy VAR check in the 13th minute that led to Stanway's penalty, which was the opener. And Wales have never recovered from that blow. There are 5 minutes as England chase number 5. Lauren James continues to stroll around without a care in the world for England, the number 7. Swings that right boot, finds Hemp on the opposite side, which is the England left. They're just on the edge of the penalty area, turns Esther Morgan wrong way, looks for Russo, looks for James, and it's over the crossbar for England. Every time they attack, a clear-cut opportunity is carved out. Wales are being submerged here.
They are. It's probably the first thing Lauren James has touched that hasn't turned into something positive for England. It's hard to know what to say at this point. It really is. I think the team needs to get inside, get together and see what they can do in the second half. But I mean, there's still plenty of time to go in this half. They need to just gain some composure, not keep it. They need to gain some composure back. Because they've lost it all at the moment.
They are all over the place. Wooden will surely let that run to Clark in goal for Wales, who couldn't really have done anything with any of the goals. It is 4-0. We're seeing a gleeful Serena Wiegman on our monitor, having seen some rather glum Welsh supporters. And it is all about damage limitation now. England are in the groove. Wales have not conceded 5 since losing 5-1 at home to Denmark in October 2023 in the Nations League. If this first 45 minutes is anything to go by, there'll be plenty more for them. But this is Fionn Morgan in the centre circle, finds Holland on this near right side, and they are attacking. Fionn Morgan gallops towards the edge of the penalty area. Bronze is across. Who does that touch last? It's a Wales corner, and it earns some applause from the bucket hats, who've just been sat there in stunned silence as their team have been systematically taken apart so far in St Gallen, where the sky now completely dark to match the Wales mood. But Wales bring everyone forward in the search of a goal, and it would mean so much. Woodham to take from the near left, outswinger from Wales's number 2. Those socks roll down the shins. It's towards the near post, headed clear by England. Rachel Rowe collects and drills it, and that was just over the crossbar from the terrier Rachel Rowe.
Yeah, if anyone can pull that sort of effort off, it is Rachel Rowe. Good touch out of the sky, hits it well enough, but it's always rising. Hannah Hampton never looking too troubled. But for these girls, it's really hard. You don't want to be too harsh on them. We know that this isn't them, but it just feels that this game and this tournament perhaps is just a bridge too far at this point in the journey for this team. 3 games of this intensity in such a short space of time and against this quality is too much for our group right now. They're just not ready for it, and that's fine, that's okay. We can be disappointed with it, we can be disappointed with how the games have gone, the results. Okay, we had a really good spell in the France game, but it shows how far that gap is. You know, perhaps we didn't realise how big the gap was until we got to this stage. Hopefully we'll be back here again in the very near future in terms of a major tournament, but right now it's just that little bit too much for them.
They have been brutally exposed in all 3 matches, and it's a goal kick to Wales while Helen was talking, and they are going to get to half-time at just 4. And the fact that I'm even saying that, if you're just tuning into us here on BBC Radio Wales, tells you what the first half has been like. But Wales will have the final word as Carrie James comes forward, shrugged off it powerfully by Carter. England are able to play their way out. The 5 minutes are pretty much up as they put pressure on the goalkeeper, and it's a chance for Fishlock, edge of the box, and she doesn't really get hold of it. It's a scuffed effort which dribbles comfortably past the post, but Wales pressed high and forced the mistake from Hampton, and Jess Fishlock knows that her very high standards, she'd have expected better.
Yeah, decent enough first touch. I think maybe she should have come for the opposite corner. She tried to reverse it, didn't quite come off.
Well, there's the half-time whistle, and that was a pretty sobering first half for all of us here in St Gallen of a Welsh persuasion. They have been taken apart, the women in red, by their old rivals England, who have barely broken a sweat. A controversial VAR given penalty after 13 minutes has opened the floodgates. Toon, Hemp and Russo, it's been a stroll for England. They are heading into the quarter-finals, maybe even winning the group. Wales are heading home. It is all about pride for the second half, and what can the women in red salvage, because that first half has been brutal. It is England 4, Wales 0.
Follow Wales at the Euros with the news and views you need anytime.
You've got so many of the team on board and involved in big moments.
The Feast of Football podcast on BBC Sounds.
Since 2001, there's 45% more young girls playing football.
Next generation of girls and boys coming through. They'll be emulating them in the school ground.
Which is so exciting for everybody in Wales.
Ask your smart speaker to open BBC Sounds and play Feast of Football.
Well, I don't know about feast of football. It's been a feast for England in Switzerland in that first half, hasn't it? But an absolute famine for Wales, excruciating to watch for the fans there in St Gallen and for those watching across the country, including those here at the fan zone in Merthyr. We'll try and get some thoughts from those people here in a few minutes or so, but it's been 45 frightening minutes, hasn't it, for Wales. The hopes of the players in the country that a miracle might happen this evening going down the drain. They've been obliterated by the Lionesses. Katie Sherwood is with me here. Helen Ward lost for words, I think, pretty much, Helen, given what you've seen during that first half. You do wonder whether Rhian Wilkinson, as you kind of hinted at in terms of looking at who's warming up, might just want to take somebody or a few of them out of the firing line, because the defending, as you've described, has been shocking.
Yeah, it's been a really tough watch, that first half. It's not nice for any of us to witness, and I know how they'll feel going into that dressing room. None of them have gone out there with the intention of playing in this manner, but the game's just got away from them, simple as that. From the penalty right through to half-time, you know, a series of errors again, which has been symptomatic of our tournament, really. And as you say, does Rhian Wilkinson look to make some changes to alleviate some of that pressure from the shoulders of those that have been out on the pitch in that first half? Do we try and get some of the players on that haven't experienced tournament football? But then you don't want it to be just about token gestures. You don't want it to open up even further. And I'm not suggesting that those on the bench would necessarily weaken the team, but it's a really tricky predicament for Rhian Wilkinson and her coaching staff, because what do you do in a game where you've been utterly dominated from the first minute until the end of that half? How do you change that? How do you change the mindset? Is one thing changing the players? Maybe some of them that haven't faced the teams in the last few days can come on and give a little bit of impetus, a little bit of energy. Not to go out there and prove anyone wrong, but just to prove that they've taken part on the biggest stage. I don't know. It's a really tricky one for her to manage at this point.
It is, Katie, isn't it? Absolutely. What do you do if you're the head coach in this situation? Thankless task, really. I mean, just looking at the stats here, actually, possession-wise, England has 70% of the ball, 12 attempts on goal to Wales's 4. At least we've seen a shot or two from Wales. But the passes as well, 319 passes to Wales's 62, just underlines their complete dominance.
But we did expect that. I expected England to come in and dominate, and I think we've just been shown that it is really brutal at the top. But for me, the most frustrating thing is some of these goals could have been avoided. We haven't defended our box properly. You know, you think about the basic fundamentals in defending. If you don't have the desire to go and win the ball, stopping crosses, your body positioning, clearing the ball correctly, winning the second ball, they're all things that Wales can control. We know England's going to dominate, they're going to suffocate us with possession. But those basic fundamentals, we are not getting right. And when you don't get that right, then you know you're going to be under pressure throughout the game.
Well, we shall see. They lost 5-0 in the very first meeting with England back in 1974 in Slough. The heaviest defeat was a 6-0 loss in 1985. It could get ugly. We don't want it to get to that kind of level. But we'll obviously be back with it for second half commentary here on BBC Radio Wales. Before we do that, we'll get more thoughts from Katie here and some fans here at the Merthyr Fan Zone. But in terms of the other game, Netherlands leading France by 2-1. This is how the Group D table then looks at half-time. England top on 6 points at the moment. France below them on goal difference, also on 6. The Netherlands on 6 as well. Really, really tight. The Netherlands need to score 3 or 4 more goals to overtake France and get through to the knockout stages. But as it stands, in the quarterfinals on Thursday, France would be runners-up in Group D against Sweden in Zurich, live on BBC television. And then Saturday, it would be England going through as winners of this group against Germany in Basel. But we'll obviously see what happens over the next hour or so here on Radio Wales. Before we come back to Helen and to Katie and to our fans here, let's just run you through what's going on elsewhere. Busy day of sport, isn't it? The other football match tonight is the FIFA Club World Cup final. Chelsea look like they're going to win another trophy. They're leading PSG by 3-0. Cole Palmer has scored 2 and João Pedro with the other one. That's being played at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. While tributes were paid today to Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva. That was at Liverpool's first match since their death 10 days ago. The Premier League champions winning a pre-season friendly 3-1 away to the Championship side, Preston. And big day at Wimbledon, of course, the final of the men's singles. And world number 1, Jannik Sinner, won it. He beat the defending champion Carlos Alcaraz in 4 sets to win the men's title, and also, by doing so, avenging his brutal French Open defeat a month ago.
So I had a very tough loss in Paris, so But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how you win or you lose, especially in important tournaments. You just have to understand what you did wrong, trying to work on that. That's exactly what we did. We tried to accept the loss and just kept working. And this is for sure one of the reasons why I hold this trophy here. And I'm just so grateful that I'm healthy, that I have great people around me, which is the most important part.
Yannick Sinner, the Wimbledon winner then for 2025. In the cricket, meanwhile, the third decisive test between England and India is set for a thrilling final day tomorrow. India closing day 4 on 58 for 4, so they need 135 more runs to win. What a contest, what a series that's been. Mixed day, meanwhile, for Glamorgan's cricketers in their Vitality Blast doubleheader with Gloucestershire at Sophia Gardens down the A470 in Cardiff. The men's hopes of making the finals dealt a blow with a 40-run defeat to last season's winners, but Glamorgan's women, they sealed a League Two finals day place. They cruised to a 9-wicket win over Gloucestershire, thanks in part to a century stand between Bethan Ellis and Bethan Gammon.
A great win, you know, really happy to get over the line on a nice day. And our bowlers throughout the whole of the competition have been tremendous, you know, going at very low economies, consistently taking wickets throughout the innings. You know, we're really fortunate that both seamers and spinners did exceptionally today, and, you know, we just wanted to go out there as batters and make sure we held up our end of the bargain.
What's it mean to the side and to the club to get this final day place then?
Oh, it means a huge amount, you know, when you look back to when we all started back in November training to now, the hard work, not by the players but just by the staff, by Glamorgan. We've got a massive sense of pride being here. We're part of the club, and we want to take the club to finals day and represent them proud. So yeah, we're really happy in camp, and yeah, I'm sure it hasn't just sunk in yet, but I'm sure it will in a couple of hours.
Yeah, congratulations to them getting through to the finals day. Bethan Gammon there talking to Nick Webb. The finals day is on Saturday, the 26th of July in Northampton. We reckon we've got about 6 minutes then before the second half in St Gallen. And, well, I have to say, Casey, the fan zone's gone a bit flat here, as I'm sure it has at other watch parties and similar fan zones across the country, wherever anyone's watching this. And there'll be a lot in Gardens tonight, given how hot it is. The nation's going to be deflated, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not much to cheer about right now, is it? Now it all comes down to that pride, that passion. We want to finish strong. We know we're going out to the tournament. Let's have a good response at half-time and show everybody what this team is made of, that togetherness, that mental toughness that we know this group has in abundance. And we're really going to need everyone to step up into their second half.
Yeah, it's England 4, Wales 0. If you are just tuning in and you're late to our coverage, the lowest ranked side at the Euros has now conceded the highest number of goals, 11. Will it get any worse? Let's talk to Dilwyn and Gwen. Gwen plays football for a local grassroots girls team, under 13s, Gwen, isn't it? I think. Yeah. That was tough to watch, wasn't it? First half?
Just a bit. Towards the end, we almost had one there, but...
It's tough, isn't it, to know what to do second half? What would you do? What would your coach do now, do you think, if you were in this position, losing 4-0?
I don't know, just try and stay strong, I suppose, and just try and aim for one goal.
Yeah, just to get a goal would be good, wouldn't it, at Dilwyn? You used to run this place, I think, didn't you, as well?
No, I didn't. I worked here.
You worked here,
yes. Yeah.
You know this place well.
I'd be in trouble if I declared that I ran it.
You claim that you ran it, so I was miscasting you there. But what have you made of what you've seen on the telly there, the big screen?
I think as you've been talking to each other about, you know, the statistics don't lie, do they? And we have to show that passion and that dignity as well to, over the next 45 minutes. And I think, you know, we entered the competition knowing where we stood in European football. And I think after a few weeks, getting over the disappointment, we'll start thinking about the positives again, how we build for the future, how these players have inspired players. I'm involved in junior football in West Wales, and to think about the inspiration they have given. So yes, we're very deflated here. People
It's hard to feel glass half full at the moment, isn't it, with what we're watching. And the question of what Rhian Wilkinson does now, whether she puts some of the subs on, takes people out of the the line of fire, because defensively it's looked pretty bad, isn't it?
And I'm not going to give any words of advice. I'm the editor of Aberystwyth Town Football Club.
Okay.
Programme, and I've written about 500 articles under the title of "The Man Who Knows Nothing." So I really don't think they need any advice from me.
There's 3 million people across Wales who know everything sometimes, isn't it, when it comes to football? Everyone has an opinion. But
absolutely. I think it's important to put into perspective. We were the lowest ranked team coming in. We're ranked 30th, and we're playing against the top 16 in Europe. You know, we know there's a gap to close, but 45 minutes, like you said, that passion, that pride that we know this group has, that needs to turn up and be shown now.
Yeah. What can we hope? What can we expect for then, do you think?
Well, let's hope the thing and ease back a bit now. They've won the game, haven't they? You know, there's no way back. Although we had 2, impressive chances, I thought, at the end of the half there. There's just hope. All I'm going to hope for. At the beginning of the game, I said if we lose 4-0, I'll be fairly happy with that.
Did you say that?
Yes, and I'm just afraid it'll be 5, 6, 7, 8 because the floodgates might open.
I'm just looking at your T-shirt as well. You've got what's that? The names of the Wales players on your T-shirt.
Yes, quick advert for San Potalplo. T-shirts in Port Albert, and every player is named.
Every single player in the squad
single player
is on it. That's brilliant as well. Excellent, fantastic.
I wanted 2 other Welsh people, like 1 or 2 players from Port Albert as well. My grandson lives in Port Albert.
Let me speak to you later, see if I can get a T-shirt like that. Katie, fancy that one maybe. Gwen, thanks very much for being with. All the best with your football. With Red Lion here in Merthyr. Thank you very much, Dilwyn. Diolch. Thanks for talking to us. Helen Ward in the stadium. Katie Sherwood here in the fan zone in Merthyr. Helen, I think the team's coming back out. There's going to be at least a couple of changes.
I think there's going to be at least one. Josie Green coming on, and it looks... I can't work out quite who it's for yet, because I thought it'd be Esther Morgan or Rhiannon Roberts, but they're both out there. Any ideas, Mark?
Now let Mark Poyser do it.
Work it out by process of elimination here. You'll have to wait for the ball at the moment, because there's so much going on the pitch. England are back with us as well.
Woodham?
I think you
Lily
might be
Woodham,
right.
maybe. So I should imagine that will involve Esther Morgan moving over to the left-hand side and Josie Green occupying the right fullback position, potentially.
OK, England players coming back out, so Katie, very, very quickly. I mean, 45 minutes, who knows when Wales is going to be back on this kind of stage. Got to go for it now.
We want to finish strong. Let's put a 45-minute performance that we can be proud of, and we can leave this pitch knowing we've left everything out there.
We're with you through until 10:30 tonight here on BBC Radio Wales and BBC Sounds. We'll talk a lot more later on, of course, about how we learn from this, where we go from here afterwards. But it is a 4-0 mountain that Wales have to climb. The hopes of going through are gone. What can they get back? Pride is the word. Back we go then to Helen Ward and Mark.
Thank you, Ian. It is indeed Lily Woodham, who is replaced by Josie Green at the start of the second half. Welcome back to St Gallen, where Wales in red to the left of the halfway line, and England in white, who are also making a change, in fact, here as well, are in huddles either side of the centre circle. There's 2 changes, in fact. Ella Toone is coming off. As is Lauren Hemp. So on come Jessica Park and Beth Mead. So they have shuffled their pack. Two of the star players in the England team have been replaced. That is the luxury they have. And Jess Fishlock will start the second half for Wales. The women all in red with the green and white trim, now kicking towards their supporters to try and give them something to cling to as they exit the tournament, and they will be exiting the tournament after this match. But can they finish with a flourish and create more history? No Wales player has scored against England in 45 years. Wales get a throw. And Helen Ward was correct. There's a little reshuffle at the back for Wales. So it's Clark in goal. And now the back four is Green, Roberts, Evans and Esther Morgan. It's still Rowe and Anghara James in midfield, with Holland, Fishlock and Carrie Jones behind Fionn Morgan. England, with their changes, have got Hampton in goal, Bronze, Williamson, Carter and Greenwood. Walsh, now Park and Stanway, James, Russo and Mead. For the Lionesses, the defending champions, and at the moment the winners of Group D, as it stands, with the Netherlands ahead against France in the other game. If anything changes in that one, we will let you know as how that affects the standings. The Dutch have got to go for goals, as have Wales. As Katie Sherwood said, who knows when they'll be back on this stage again. We don't want this to be a one-off. And Wales have a throw with Josie Green wiping the ball under her red shirt on this near side under clear St Gallen skies. Searing temperatures which hit this part of the world when Wales began their journey 8 days ago in Lucerne are back, although it's cooler here than it is back home in the Keybun Park Stadium. And the throw-in is towards Fionn Morgan. It's cleared. Josie Green picks it back up, but it's headed out by Jess Carter for England. We've got this red and blue trim across the chest, and a bit of field position for Wales in front of a massive red and bucket hats behind that goal. They are outnumbered tonight. Way more England fans here than Welsh, and the short throw comes to nothing. As they try and force some mistakes from the England team, and they do as it reaches Rachel Rowe, but her header can't find Fionn Morgan. It's behind for a goal kick to the Lionesses, to England.
I mean, in the context of this game, that was quite a sustained period of some sort of pressure from Wales. I do feel from that clearance Rachel Rowe maybe have had time to get it down on her chest rather than head it behind for a goal kick, but a little bit more territory from Wales. I am slightly surprised there wasn't more than one change at the break, but Wilkinson obviously wants to give the majority of those players the opportunity to go and prove something to themselves and to everybody watching. And we know Lily Woodham did take a knock in that France game on her ankle. Hopefully she's okay, and Wales can have a more successful second half than they did first.
Russo wins the corner for England, as Helen Ward was talking there here on BBC Radio Wales. I'm trying to think of a worst half of football in recent times that we've seen from a Wales team. It was brutal. And if you are joining us again for the second half, thank you, because it would be very easy to just turn off and forget what's going on. We're live on BBC Radio Wales and on the BBC Sounds app on your smartphone or tablet, as Greenwood will take this corner from the far right for England, an in-swinger with the left boot. Every Welsh player back defending. Roberts climbs highest and heads away. It comes to the near left for Walsh to float another one into that penalty area. It's a bit more stern and rigid, the Welsh response at the start of the second half. 4 minutes gone. Wales get a throw, and they're going to try and take it quickly down the line to Fionn Morgan. There's only Carter there. Carter is the player who gets across and actually wins the throw. She played it off Fionn Morgan. That was a good opportunity, and that's a little bit of an example of where Wales are lacking. Just half a chance to break forward. If you don't play it correctly, the chance goes instantly. Same at the other end, where England have brutally exposed Wales in that first half. It's back to Hampton in goal. And now Carter. It's all far too easy for Serena Wiegmann's team. First touch for Beth Mead of Arsenal, who was the Golden Boot winner when they won that competition. She's on the end of a 1-2 into the penalty area here, and it's pinball on the account of that Anghara James tackle. Comes out to Russo, who kills it high towards the back post. And did Esther Morgan touch it? Yes, she did. Didn't know there was nobody behind her. She looked perplexed at that decision. No one gave her a shout, and it's an England corner.
Now what she needs to do there, instead of standing still with her hand up, is run away as if it's definitely a goal kick. Whether it makes any difference, you don't know, but I think if you are a little bit nonchalant about it, you may get the decision, but it is a corner. And going back to worst halves of football, Italy in Swansea wasn't much better in that first half than we're seeing here tonight.
Unfortunately, they're all in the last 4 games, unfortunately. As the corner comes into the near post, to Mead, is scrambled and hooked away by Wales, but only to the halfway line where Carter is waiting for England. Walsh will drill it back into the penalty. They're queuing up, and it's surely going to be 5. It's hit the post, and Wales have somehow survived. How on earth did that stay out? Walsh comes forward, and the challenge is made by Green. It was drilled to the back post. There were 3 white shirts there, and it went agonisingly across the face of goal. It's a wonderful save by Liv Clark, actually, to deny Jess Park, and how Russo doesn't put it in on the line is beyond me.
That was one hell of a save from Olivia Clark. Jess Park coming in for what I think is her tournament debut. I think they might be looking at a potential handball from the corner, but there's nothing in that. It bounces up off of Gemma Evans' elbow. There's nothing she can do about that, but the save on the second phase from Olivia Clark is absolutely world-class. You've got to give her all sorts of credit for that, because it's been a difficult night for her in that Wales goal. There's a lot of pressure on her tonight as well. I know Rhian Wilkinson said she wasn't dropped for that middle game, but you never know. It's unusual for that to be part of the plan, to swap your goalkeepers round.
This is better from Wales. They come forward in front of us from Carrie Jones, and she's just about strong enough to hold it up, and having done all the hard work, she can't find a 5-yard pass to Josie Green, who has to turn and go back towards goal. Now Holland puts pressure on Hampton and forces her to sky it. It is better from Wales, but the bar was set incredibly low by that first half. It's 4-0 to England here on BBC Radio Wales, as the Red Wall find their voice. Friends and family of the team are just in front of us from our commentary position. And there's a mass of red behind the goal where Wales are attacking in this second half. And I've seen it all now, a foul throw from Josie Green.
I'm not sure that was. She blew her whistle to make her hurry up and take it, and then Josie thought she'd blown the whistle to stop it, and I feel she felt then she needed to stop it. I don't think it was a foul throw from Josie Green, unless I missed something there.
Wales have got another throw, but much further back. So they try and salvage a bit of pride. Try and score against England for the first time since June 1980. England are cruising and winning the group as it stands, because it's still Netherlands 2, France 1 in the other game in Basel. And the England band are playing Don't Take Me Home, and the whole stadium responds. Fortunately, Wales will be heading home tomorrow. This is Greenwood for England. Lauren James has popped up on this near left. She's flying past Josie Green into the penalty area. She comes, flies past Rachel Rowe, gets just enough on the ball to allow Green to clear. And Thea Morgan will chase against Carter, who just about is equal to it, almost collides with Rhian Wilkinson. England get the ball back, and Hampton, the goalkeeper, is midway inside England's half, beyond her defenders. So far out of the goal she is. And we go back to what was an England training session. The statistics on the monitor in front of me are pretty scary. 69% possession in the Lionesses' favour. Wales with just 1 attempt on target. England have scored with every single shot on target so far.
But is that not the problem we've had? Is that ruthlessness? We're not able to cope with it. Every opportunity we're giving teams, they're taking. The same happened against France. Netherlands probably should have scored more than they did. And that's the difference. That's one of the differences at this level. We've had a couple of half-off opportunities. Rachel Rowe taking a shot, Angharad James stinging the palms of Hannah Hampton. Jess Fishlock going narrowly wide at the end of the first half. But we just don't have that clinical edge at this level at the moment.
There are substitutes warming up. Roberts needs to make this tackle or England are in, and it's a free kick to England midway in the Wales half. Lois Joel Charlie Escort and Elise Hughes. But it's England who are going to make more changes now. Lauren James is coming off. And the Welsh defenders will breathe a huge sigh of relief at that. She's been playing within herself and has still tormented Wales. And Chloe Kelly, the match winner from Euro 2022, who comes on.
And number 23, Alessia Russo, is being replaced by number 19.
And Russo is coming off. And Aggie Beever-Jones of Chelsea, with number 19 on her back, is also coming on as England resting some legs ahead of the quarter-finals in midweek. And they've also got this free kick to attack. Wales have everyone in red behind the ball. As we tick towards the hour mark, Chloe Kelly's first touch is to take this free kick. It's headed away by Gemma Evans for Wales. England have it back, though, just inside the Welsh half. They definitely seem to have their foot off the accelerator for now after a pretty relentless first half. But this is a chance on the edge of the penalty area. Mead shuffles into the penalty area. It's away by Jess Fishlock, of all people. And out for a throw deep in Welsh territory on the opposite side to us here at St Gallen.
Yeah, Jess Fishlock showing exactly what it still means to her to be playing for her country, tracking runners deep into her own penalty area. The game is poised as it is. It shows you everything about her that anybody needs to know if anyone wasn't aware of her. This team does have character, it does have pride, it does have resilience. All of those are being hugely tested this evening.
That is the voice of the former Wales striker Helen Ward. It is 4-0 to England here on BBC Radio Wales. It's been a stroll for the Lionesses, unfortunately. Greenwood, the number 5 for the holders of this competition. There is context to Wales' struggles at this tournament. The offside flag is up. And it was Beever-Jones who'd strayed too far, and Wales will gleefully accept the free kick, accept any breather, as they try and give their almost silent fans, and who can blame them, something to shout about. It hits, bounces off the shins of Kerry Holland. They're not even able to get within 10 yards of the halfway line, and here come England into the box. It's Mead, and it's another fine save by Clark. Had to race out to deny her. Still the danger's not over. Out on the far right side, a block hits Esther Morgan and goes behind for a corner.
Yeah, well done again to Olivia Clark in that Wales goal. Looked all the world like Georgia Stanway was going to add a second to her tally. Again, she makes the save, and Gemma Evans just not able to clear her lines properly, keeps her team under pressure. Thankfully, it's deflected for nothing more than a corner, but again, it's another symptom of the tournament where just not been able to clear our lines with any sort of conviction.
Chloe Kelly will take the corner, drilled in low, and flicked header, goes past everyone, in fact, and will be at the feet of Josie Green, who clears. It's going to come straight back. England snuff it out on the halfway line. It's back with Hampton in goal. It's always a willing runner in white. What this tournament has taught us is that whilst Wales are closing the gap, there's no doubt about that, on the world's best, there is still a fair way to go. As Roberts clears for Wales. That's the voice of Rhian Wilkinson you can hear in the background, bellowing out the instructions. England in and around the halfway line, happy to just pass it to one another. Stanway, who started it off with that VAR penalty. And it could have been 5 or 6 in that first half. Wales were all over the place. It's kept in, is it? No, by Chloe Kelly. It's behind for a goal kick. France have equalised in the other game in Basel. So England are finishing second as it stands. Let's get the thoughts of Katie Sherwood. What have you made of the first 16 minutes of the second half, Katie?
The fact we haven't conceded, Mark, is a positive. We know those first moments in the second half, they're crucial. We expected nothing but a reaction, a shift in mindset. We know it's going to take mental and physical toughness to get back into this game. Seen a bit more urgency and energy. If we can impose ourselves a little bit more in attack and put England under pressure, I think that'll be a positive to take from the second half.
More changes coming for Wales. Hayley Ladd and Hannah Kane are out of the tracksuits and ready to go. First have this Wales throw. Holland battling for it and winning the ball, just half a chance. Looks for Carrie Jones, it's not a great pass, and the chance disappears in the blink of an eye. That's that ruthlessness that Helen was talking about. It's good field position though. Wales get the throw. James to Green, she's surely clipped, and it's a foul. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Wales get a free kick as they try and get a bit of pride back into the scoreline.
Yeah, Josie Green has done well since coming on at right back. Won a foul at the edge of her own box not too long ago, and they're using her body really cleverly to win another one. Took a little bit of a whack for it, but this is a decent position for Wales. Need to make it count though, need to at least register a shot on target for me from this sort of situation. Hopefully something more.
We only had one shot on Hampton's goal on the target so far. Holland will take. England have brought everyone back. Wales have sent nearly everyone forward with the exception of Esther Morgan. Holland curls it and it's headed down by Fishlock. It'll rattle away to Josie Green over on the far left, hounded by Beaver Jones. She's able to turn and get the cross in, but it's low, it's weak, and it's easily gathered by the sliding goalkeeper Hampton in green. It's Hannah Kane and Hayley Ladd wait to come on for Wales with the scoreline at 4-0 here on BBC Radio Wales. We're on air until 10:30 tonight to begin the post-mortem. As that crosses from England's far right. Easy one for Olivia Clark. All the reaction that we don't bring you before 10:30 will be on Radio Wales Breakfast from 7 o'clock tomorrow with Dot Davis and James Williams. And you can watch the rest of the tournament on BBC One Wales. Another mistake, and England come forward with Stanway. It's blocked by our opposite number 8, Anghara James. It takes all the sting off it from the edge of the penalty area, and it's safely into the arms of Olivia Clark in black in the Wales goal on a hot and humid night in the east of Switzerland. St Gallen, on the shore of Lake Constance. It's known for its museums and galleries. We've taken in a few of those so far on this trip. Wales learning some hard lessons. Now it goes out for a throw, and now we will see the Wales changes. It's Rachel Rowe off and Hayley Ladd on. The Everton player dropped out of the team after the first game. And it's Kerry Holland who's departing for Hannah Kane to come on. The former England youth footballer coming on to play for Wales. Hannah Kane against England. Her grandfather Bob will be delighted wherever he is.
It's not easy to come on into a game like this where all that's left to play for is pride, but they will do that. They'll be desperate to make their own little mark on the tournament in some way, whether that's a goal or a moment of magic. It's good to see Hayley Ladd back out there as well. Obviously would have been disappointed not to feature in that game against France. She's been an absolute brilliant player for Wales under Ian Wilkinson. It's a different mentality for her to have, not starting games.
France 3, Netherlands 2. France 4, Netherlands 2. What a second half for the French in Basel. England are going to finish second. And that will not be in world champion Spain's half of the draw. They are still continuing to coast. 3 goals in 6 minutes for France. As a Mexican wave is beginning to start here at St Gallen. And this is Greenwood for England. That's too high as it's drilled cross-field out of play. As we're about to hit the midway point of the second half, so just a quarter of what we know will be Wales's final game. And Wales have given it away, just on the edge of their penalty area. This is Kelly trying to shift it, and she did, but shifted it too far away. And there's a Wales player down injured as a result of that missed attack for England. As the Mexican wave continues here. Gemma Evans is okay to come on, to continue, I beg your pardon.
I'm pretty sure the assistant referee put a flag up for an offside, but England still seem to think it's a throw-in back there. I'm sure she put her flag up, though. She definitely did. I'm not making it up, I promise, but it is an England throw.
It matters not, unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things. Wales heading home, having conceded so far 11 goals in this tournament. Which is the joint most ever conceded at a Euros, along with Northern Ireland, who pipped Wales, of course, for Euro 2022. James makes the interception. Back with Liv Clark in goal. And England are happy to let Wales have the ball. They are sailing through the Lionesses into the quarter-finals as they bid to defend their trophy. Gemma Evans for Wales as the Mexican wave continues across them us. And it's Wales' turn to pass it around on the edge of their penalty area. This is Roberts slowly working her way up to the halfway line. Low pass finds Fishlock, who's still out there. Carrie Jones can't get away from Greenwood. Fishlock's back in. Josie Green with the challenge. And Fishlock encouraging Wales to press high. The team weren't doing that. Even at 4-0, Jess Fishlock's driving the standards, and Wales have pinched the ball here. It's Fishlock midway in the Wales half to Carrie Jones. Tried to have a touch and instantly it's gone. At this level, at this calibre of opposition, you simply haven't got the time on the ball like that. And Wales actually have conceded a free kick, and there may be more changes coming. Leanne Wilkinson, the manager, shows John Gray something, her assistant, written on a sheet of paper. As play continues in what is this England training session, which has 20 minutes left. And thankfully there's been no further damage since half-time. And Group D, I've just been told, 25 goals have been scored across all the games. Another record has been set, that is the highest scoring group in Women's European Championship finals history. 4-0 England lead, 4-2 France lead in Basel. Those are the two nations going through to the knockout stages next week. And at the moment, it is England who will play Sweden in Zurich on Thursday, live on BBC One Wales, as Sophie Ingle Elise Hughes and a number of others go out to warm up. There's not many Wales players who haven't played a single minute, but Elise Hughes is one of them. England have got a throw and they're in no hurry to take it. Well, it's been a thoroughly depressing evening from a Welsh perspective. They came here with hopes of maybe not pulling off the mathematical miracle that they would have needed, but to get a result against a big nation, and they were simply swept away in that first half. Jess Fishlock urging her teammates forward. Can't get near England at the moment. And I wonder what happens after this tournament. We'll answer that question in a moment as England are attacking. Low cross into the penalty is collected by Kelly. It's Mead shuffling past one and driving home a fifth. Wales cut apart yet again, and there is a chasm between themselves and the top nations. Further evidence there is far more work to do to compete at this level. Their first ever major tournament is going to be a humbling experience. It's England 5, Wales 0.
Yeah, just when you thought they were strolling around, taking things in their stride, the England team, they decide to up the ante, and the pace and the quality is just something that Wales have failed to live with. Ball goes out wide. Decent ball into the middle, fantastic touch and turn on the edge of the area by Aggie Beever-Jones, and then really good composure from Beth Mead, who's no stranger to goals at major tournaments. She missed the World Cup with that ACL injury, having been the Golden Boot winner, and she took that very, very well.
It's an incredibly difficult night for all of a Welsh persuasion inside Keburn Park in St Gallen. Wales are still desperately trying to get something. And now this is Wales's heaviest defeat since July 2017. Their throw, the women in red, comes to nothing. This is Chloe Kelly back towards Hampton in goal. All eyes on which of those substitutes are going to be summoned. You would think surely there will be changes to be made with less than 17 minutes left of Wales's first ever appearance at a major tournament. This is Greenwood for England on the halfway line. Floating it forward, it's chested to the edge of the box. Kelly drives it, it's well wide. Olivia Clark not needed on that occasion.
Yeah, it's one of those direct balls. Fantastic touch by Jess Park. Off the chest into Chloe Kelly's path. Hayley Ladd just about applying enough pressure to force Chloe Kelly into dragging that shot wide. But again, England showing that when they want to, they've got the quality to manipulate Wales and play the game they want to play.
A little murmur of Wales chants. We have 2,400 here. And let's not forget, just 4 years ago, only 5 fans travelled to watch them play in Slovenia. It might not feel it after 3 humbling defeats. This team have made great strides, but there is still work to do, and plenty of it. It's England clear. Fishlock heads down the line. Thea Morgan can't quite collect the loose ball, but she will win a throw midway in England's half. Wales just looking for a goal now to bow out on a high note. Clark, the goalkeeper, clears only onto the head of Lucy Bronze. Anna Kane gets the loose ball and then plays it down the line. There was no one in red anywhere near that. And we've got 15 minutes left. It's very difficult to think of many positives from tonight. There's been plenty at this tournament. First goal scored by the lady on the ball, Jess Fishlock. And she's not done yet, driving forward towards the edge of the box, trying to slide it in for Kane! And Wales have scored! Hannah Kane celebrates in front of the red wall. Made by Fishlock, scored by Kane. Wales score their first goal against England in 45 years, and that is a high point to depart this tournament on.
I'll tell you what, that is some finish, I have to say. Full credit, and the red wall are up in their thousands. You know, it's been a tough night, it really has. But again, it is a moment of history. It might not count for much in the grand scheme of things, but Jess Fishlock at the heart of it once again. Timed her pass to perfection, weighted it to perfection, and that is a hell of a finish from Hannah Kane on her left foot. She's been waiting for that moment, would have been disappointed to be left out of the starting lineup for this game and the one against France, but she's got her moment. She's scored a goal at a major tournament against England. No other player for Wales has done that. You have to give her credit, it's a fantastic finish.
And in front of her granddad, who is Welsh, he's the reason why she qualifies. And she succeeds Debbie Faulkner as the last Wales player to score in any fixture against England. 5-1. It might not sound like much to celebrate, but that one will mean so much. And with 12.5 minutes to go, there's something to celebrate, as Elise Hughes is ready to come on and get her first minutes of Euro 2025 for Wales. 5-1 to England. It's not going to change the outcome. It's not going to stop Wales's departure after the group stage from this tournament. But Anghara James, the captain, and the manager Ian Wilkinson were talking about small wins, and that is a small win.
So you're saying you don't think it's going to finish 9-5?
They've got 12 minutes to score 8 goals. England making a first change. They've got a throw, and it's Lucy Bronze coming off for Niamh Charles.
Substitution for England. Number 2, Lucy Bronze, is being replaced by number 3, Niamh Charles.
And the Wales change will be Fionn Morgan for Elise Hughes, who this time last year was suffering an ACL injury. She's played for Wales since, but this is her major tournament debut. Every individual has had their own journey to get here. And this is a big moment for Elise Hughes of Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I'm really pleased for her. My daughter, watching at home, will be delighted. Elise is her favourite player, so she'll be happy. And as you said, every player's had their journey. OK, it wasn't quite as touch and go as Sophie Ingle, but an ACL injury, nevertheless, is a very difficult one to come back from, as we know. So for her, again, another player who would have been disappointed not to have been involved so far, but she's got her moment. She's able to make her mark, hopefully, on the tournament in some way, and she can come out of this, having said she's played at a major tournament, and no one will be able to take that away from her.
15,953, which is more than was here for Wales against France on Wednesday. We've got 2 balls on the pitch here, but one's nowhere near where the play is. Ian Wilkinson's making the point to the 4th official. No one is able to run on and get that ball to allow the game to continue without being interrupted. 10 minutes left. It is 5-1 to England. Wales heading home, but they've had history in every single game, and now we've got to stop the match because the ball was on the pitch. Why one of those officials couldn't have just sprinted on and picked that one up? Common sense never seems to prevail.
It's the laws of the game, Mark Poyser.
I know I'm getting old now because I'm starting to moan.
What do you mean starting?
10 minutes left. And at least there's a few smiles on Welsh faces now after that Hannah Kane goal. It's drilled long by England, down deep into the far right channel. And Charles stops the goal kick. It's a Wales throw right by the corner flag, and the assistant's in the way of Esther Morgan, Wales' number 18. It's still France 4, Netherlands 2. French are going to win Group D with 9 out of 9.
Hannah Kane, in scoring that goal, has actually broken one of Jess Fishlock's records. Do you know what it is?
I don't actually. Go on.
She is no longer the youngest Wales player to score at a major tournament.
Very good, Helen Ward. Now this is England attacking. Cross into the penalty area is headed away by Gemma Evans. And here is Hannah Kane, the youngest scorer of a Wales goal at a major tournament, driving forward. And there's a chance here. Kane continues. It's a heavy pass to Carrie Jones. She will keep it in and win the corner, but it should have been a better pass, and Hannah Kane knows it, apologises. Fishlock was lurking in the middle. It's a Wales corner.
I think she just delayed it ever so slightly. I think she was in two minds, wanted to have a strike from distance, knew the pass was probably the better option, but maybe could have played it ever so slightly earlier and allowed Carrie Jones to get on in a more promising position. But credit to Carrie Jones, she stuck with it, manages to get a corner for her team. And yeah, it's been a positive little spell for Wales, hasn't it? And if nothing else, let's hope we can end our tournament on a high and give that red wall something else to cheer about. They've been absolutely fantastic for the past couple of weeks. From Lucerne to here, they've been immense.
Kayleigh Barton is waiting to come on for Wales. Esther Morgan will take the corner. It's curled high. And England are able to flick it clear. The Lionesses survive. Gemma Evans sliding in. But Beaver Jones is able to move away from her. And England have got the ball back. And any danger of a second Wales goal has been averted as far as Serena Wiegman's side is concerned. And this is Stanway, whose penalty started it in the 13th minute. Group D has been the place to see goals at this tournament. But it's still controlled and composed from England. Greenwood back to Carter on the halfway line. Serious stuff as far as these top nations are concerned. We'll start in the week, but this is Beaver Jones into the penalty area for England. She's offside. I was wondering how she found so much space. That will be why. She'd strayed too soon. And here comes a Wales change. And Carrie Jones is coming off to be replaced by Kayleigh Barton.
Substitution for Wales, number 20, Carrie Jones.
And this will a poignant moment for Kayleigh Barton, aged 37, without a club. Might this be her last Wales appearance? It could be a changing of the guard in many ways, this tournament. Everyone talking about Jess Fishlock's future. There's a number of players who are getting to that age. But they've certainly inspired the next generation and then some. Josie Green looks for Barton, but it's nowhere near her. It's easily cleared by Greenwood. Roberts with a header on halfway. This is Gemma Evans. Wales having a bit of possession. It's 5-1 here on BBC Radio Wales. That one almost drops for Josie Green, but she hesitates, and the ball's taken away from her.
We talk about stories again. You mentioned Kayleigh Barton. Is this her goodbye to the Welsh national team? But her story's a fascinating one. Started as a centre-back, couldn't really get in the squad or near the team itself. Jane Ludlow comes in and converts her to a centre-forward, which everybody probably from outside the camp at least would have raised their eyebrows at, but she's done a fantastic job in that number 9 role in so many games. She gives defenders a problem that not many players do in her physical approach, her relentlessness when it comes to pressing, and I'm pleased for her to get her second opportunity on the pitch after her impressive display, I thought, against France on Wednesday night. She's done a fabulous job in some really tough games in a lone number 9 role. It's not easy. So for her to have this sort of moment as well, I'm really pleased for her.
Well, Helen's been talking England, just been passing the ball around. You talk about Kayleigh Barton's journey, that's before you talk about all the different jobs she's done. She's a qualified plumber, she's worked in a supermarket, she's worked in life insurance. All of the players of that era have had different journeys individually to get to this major tournament, as well as the collective one of the team. They are trailblazers and history makers, even if they're going to exit this tournament without a point to their name. That's a defiant rendition there from the red wall. And they're waving those flags with the red dragon, the green and white background. They are immensely proud of this special group of players. Just over 3 minutes to go, 5-1 England lead. That's behind for a goal kick to Wales. A reminder, we will try and bring you some reaction before we go off air tonight on BBC Radio Wales at 10:30. Whatever we don't bring you will be on Radio Wales Breakfast from 7 tomorrow morning. Dot Davis and James Williams. And you can watch the highlights on the BBC Sport Wales website, along with so much more. And after this, Wales will start their journey towards the World Cup in Brazil in 2027. The draw is in November. Wales will be in League B. Those qualifiers start in February of next year. And as ever, it's a very complicated process. As Wales go along looking for Kayleigh Barton, it's easily onto the head of Greenwood. Assist from behind Carter, but she can just stroll along and collect it. Some England fans are heading for the exits. There's not many in the red wall that are deciding to leave early. They'll get to celebrate together the fact that Wales even made it this far at full time. 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go of Wales's Euro 2025 campaign. 5-1 England lead in St Gallen. And at the moment, Wales are having the final say, as it's drilled by England long and headed into the penalty area. Mead will get there on the byline. It's high towards the back post, and England have headed in a sixth. And it's Beaver Jones waiting at the back post. And that just rubs salt into the wounds of Wales. England 6, Wales 1.
Yeah, another moment to forget, really, for Wales. All too easy. Player getting her first tournament goal. Well done to Aggie Beaver-Jones. But again, could we have done more to stop it? Just Fishlock almost intercepting it on the halfway line. Gets spread out to the right-hand side. Nice little header inside, and they've just got quality in those areas. Rhiannon Roberts just caught underneath the ball a little bit, but credit to Beth Mead. The substitutes linking up. It's a great little clip. And Beaver-Jones makes no mistake, heads it into the ground and up and over Olivia Clark, who can't get anywhere near it and takes a clattering into the post for her troubles.
You can tell by the tone of Helen Ward's voice what kind of night this has been for Wales. It is Wales's heaviest defeat since July 2017, when they were beaten 5-0 in a friendly by the Netherlands. I make it, it's the first time they've conceded 6 since May 2007 against Germany. 6-1 to England. Here comes the board, and the officials have taken pity on us. 2 minutes left, and we're into the added time.
A minimum of 2 minutes of additional time, and we'll play it.
Wales continue to chase. It's been an energy and morale-sapping evening. England have coasted as well to this 6-1 scoreline. No might be more. It's down low on that far side, and only a last-ditch tackle by Esther Morgan stops it from going into the penalty area. England have a 5th corner. 8 attempts on target, and they've scored with 6 of them. That is absolutely ruthless.
That's the level they're at. We saw them put 8 past serial winners and serial successful side in Norway in the last edition of the Euros.
In comes the corner. It's towards the edge of the box and curled in. That's an absolutely sensational save from Olivia Clark to deny Kira Walsh. It was dipping into that top corner. She was at full stretch to tip it behind for another England corner.
Yeah, she's made a couple of fantastic saves. Olivia Clark, the game hasn't gone how she or any of the Welsh team would have wanted, but she has had a couple of excellent moments.
Corner's taken high, and it's too high to the back post past everyone. Collected on this near left by England. We've got about 20 seconds left by my watch, and England lead by 6 goals to 1. There was no miracle in St Gallen. This is Greenwood as England will finish the game camped high inside the Wales half. And it's back towards the keeper Hampton. And there is the final whistle. Wales are knocked out of Euro 2025. Their first major tournament ends after just 3 games. And there are emotional scenes here on the pitch. Jess Fishlock, perhaps on the brink of tears over there. She sank and covered her face. Read into that what you will. Wales's star player for many a year. But Wales have plenty to be proud of. It may not have gone the way they wanted it to, but they made history simply by getting here. They scored their first ever goal at a major tournament, their first goal against England in 45 years, but they have come up incredibly short. And this special generation of players, may it be a farewell for some of them. The women in red shake hands with their counterparts. Their cup overflowing with emotion. They made history and more just by being here. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. England celebrate. They will go through to the quarter-finals this week, where they will play Sweden on Thursday. Wales go into their customary huddle for the final time at this tournament. They exit without a point to their name, but with history and inspiration for plenty of generations. Memories made to last a lifetime. Wales are heading home. It finishes England 6, Wales 1.
So many mixed emotions for those Wales players there on the field in St Gallen at the moment. Likewise for all of the fans watching on back here in Wales. Tears, heartache, dejection. It took decades to get this far, but it's all over in the space of 8 days. We knew this was the group of death, but we didn't think it would be quite so lethal, did we? 3 games, 3 defeats, and 13 goals conceded. We're with you until 10:30 here on BBC Radio Wales, and sounds reaction to come from both camps, we hope, and we'll speak to people here at the Merthyr fan zone. But as England celebrate their place in the quarterfinals, Wales will go home on 0 points, bottom of Group D. Full time in the other game, meanwhile, and France romping to a 5-2 win in the end over the Netherlands. They were 2-1 down until they scored 3 goals in 6 minutes in that extraordinary game in Basel. There's now been 29 goals scored, by the way, in Group D, which makes it the highest scoring group in women's Euro history. Trouble is, Wales were on the wrong end of all of that, weren't they, by only scoring 2 goals themselves and conceding 13, as we say. We can see that Wales team in a big, big circle at the moment. Katie, we'll come to you in a moment, but Helen Ward obviously watching this right now, and we're trying to sort of lip read Rhian Wilkinson, Helen, and her body language. We can only imagine what she's telling them. What do you think would be the message from the head coach right now there on the field?
I honestly don't know, to be honest. It's really tough watching these scenes, to be fair, because, like, for me, I am so proud of them. But this is not how we wanted it to go, how we wanted it to end. And there's players out there that have put their heart and soul and bodies into everything it is to be a Welsh player. And for it to go like that is really sad for them, but look, the red wall is still well behind them. They're having their moment now.
And also, Helen, sorry to interrupt, the TV cameras seem to be focusing in quite a bit on Jess Fishlock. She looks very emotional.
Yeah, and so she should be. You know, if it is the end, as it could well be for her in a Welsh shirt, I know she's got another half a season to play when she goes back over to Seattle, but maybe this was the tournament or the moment where she feels that's her time now. She's achieved everything I can imagine she wanted to in a Wales shirt. She got her moment on the biggest stage, and she took it in some ways, you know, with that goal against France. But for her now, it'll be a period of reflection. Maybe the decision's already been made. We don't know. It's not really fair to speculate, but of course, it's only natural to do so. But if this is her last game in a Wales shirt, it's a really sad one to end on. But at the same time, it's the perfect stage for it to end on. Being at a major tournament, getting the assist for that goal, scoring in the France game. Who knows what she's thinking right now, but whatever it is, it's obviously emotional for her, as it is for the rest of the players. You know, they're all out there feeling probably all kinds of emotions, as I am at the moment, and I'm not even part of that squad.
Yeah, it's coming through. We can feel it, because you've been there for every step of the journey through the Nations League campaign, and we wanted to see Wales go further, Katie, as we've said all along the line. You know, we didn't want to see Wales just go out there and make up the numbers, and they talked themselves about trying to surprise people, surprise teams and cause upsets. The sad reality is that they haven't done that, really. They've had their moments where you've got the goals. Jess Fishlock, Hannah Kane today will remember scoring that goal, and she was looking to the stands to her granddad, I think, wasn't she? Yeah, she was out there, her 80-year-old granddad. So great moment for her, but ultimately it's just proved to be too big a step up.
Yeah, and we definitely didn't just go there to make up the numbers. Unfortunately, we ended up in a really tough group, and we knew we were going to have to defy all the odds to even get a point out of this group. And you do think if we were placed in another group, could have been a different story. But you have to give credit to the teams we've played against. You know, England tonight, they dominated every aspect of the game, and that's the level that we want to get to. In 2011, 2012, the FA set up the WSL. You know, 10 years later, they're winning their first major tournament, and now they've gone on to a World Cup final. That is what we want to reproduce and produce with the Welsh team. We have to have more investment. We've made so much progress, but in reality, we are 5 to 10 years behind all these top nations, and there is a lot of growing for us to do to elevate the women's game. This has been the first step, but we don't want it to be the last time we qualify. You know, so now how do we qualify continuously, but challenge and compete at this level? That is for Noel Mooney and Dave Adams to put plans in place, and hopefully we will come back even stronger after this.
Yeah, the top bosses, of course, of the FAW. We'll come back to that. We've got half an hour to go still, so plenty of time to dig into it all and talk about where Wales go from here. But before we got to Mark and Helen at the stadium who could tell us what's going on, let's just confirm Group D as it finishes then, and we head then into the knockout stages. France win it with 9 points, 3 wins from 3, beating the Dutch 5-2 tonight. England go through as runners-up with 6 points. Netherlands miss out, they're third with 3, and Wales bottom, no points and a goal difference of -11. And the quarter-final lineup will now be Wednesday, Norway against Italy in Geneva, live on BBC television and radio. Thursday then, England will play Sweden in Zurich. That's also live on the BBC. And then Friday night, Spain against Switzerland, and Saturday, France, the winners of this group, against Germany in Basel. That should be a pretty tasty affair, you would imagine. But Mark Poyser, what can you see? What's happening now?
Jess Fishlock has made her way down the tunnel after soaking up the atmosphere at the end. She has disappeared into the changing rooms. A lot of Wales players are still out here. Kayleigh Barton in particular is incredibly emotional, which makes me suggest that is her last hurrah in a Wales shirt. There are a lot of smiles, though, from a lot of Wales players, soaking up what they have achieved just to make it this far. It sounds very strange to say that when they've been comprehensively beaten in all 3 matches, but plenty of generations of Welsh women's footballers never got this moment. So whilst it will hurt for a very long time that they weren't able to collect any points, they still made history and then some by scoring their first goal, playing their first game. And there are a number of players on this near side looking at their friends and family in the crowd who are in the rows just in front of us at this stadium in St Gallen. Only the substitutes for England going through their warm down on the pitch. Wales players now going back for one last hurrah in front of the red wall, but they're trying to soak up every last minute of playing at a major tournament.